guys. It's date night, so I am on the way to have some fun, take myself out. But I decided to get on here and talk to you guys. Like my earrings, aren't they cute? Super cute moves. And my nails, I did my nails. I'm just, feeling myself a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, guys. If you guys are out there, just a little word of advice. If you are out there dating men as women, please on the first date, do not allow him to pick you up. Drive yourself, because you don't know what the situation is, right? That's just a little disclaimer. Let's get into what today's topic is, which is going to be, what is today's topic going to be? I looked at it before I got on here, now I forgot what it is. Oh yes, why they use what you say against you and how to love them. I think we've got 2 or 3 more videos left for this series, the How and Why series. So let's get into it. Decide which way I'm gonna go. I think the place is on Broward. Ooh, I can go get sushi instead. No, but I had a plan for what I'm gonna do. But anyway, okay, so guys, as you can see, I'm like super distracted. I'm like all over the place. But why they use what they say against you. So I wanted to do this video and I want to kind of share a story with you guys. I've got glue on my cuticle. I wanted to share a story with you guys about something that happened with me. So I was talking to this guy and he, opened up or whatever, like we normally do in relationships, and he told me about a time when he was suicidal and all the things that he had to do to overcome that. And I shared with him, my struggle with the same thing. And so, this was at the beginning of our relationship. So fast forward, we're like a few months, I think. At this point, I had known him for a year. When we first started talking, like, he love bombed me and he did the whole thing. And then I realized what was going on. So I kind of took a step back. And then he realized that, like, I'm not that one to be playing with. So, he would go and come back periodically or whatever. Because that's the default for guys. When they realize you're not one to play with, but they don't want to, like, necessarily let you go, they'll play the whole, leave and come back game. So that's what he did. And I'm living my life, whatever, you come back, I don't care. Either way, like, what... You come back, okay, we can have a conversation. Like, I'm not in my feelings over this. Like, there have been guys there are guys that you're in your feelings over, and then there are guys that you're not in your feelings over, right? So this was one of those type of situations. Like, we had our moments, we opened up to each other. He decided to go off and go entertain somebody else who was filling his needs, and then he decided to come back. And this is like a year later, he decided to come back. So he came back with his regular foolishness. And at this point, like, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of him coming back and, like, making up excuses and trying to manipulate the situation and trying to use me and, like, trying to play his game. Like, I'm tired of the game at this point. So I think something happened. Like, I said something to test him, and I knew he was gonna, like, his true colors were gonna show. So, it did. And I took like a whole step back. And no, this is what happened. He has this habit of, like, moving too fast, like doing things that are, like, way too fast. Like, jumping in a car and coming to see me, like driving 4 hours to come see me, like all of these too fast things. So to kind of see what was, like, really going on, I, like, suggested that we take his car and drive across the country. Basically, it was like something was happening, and I asked him if he would drive me across the country. And he was like, I think that's too soon. Like, out of nowhere, you're asking me to do this. And then he was like, I think we should take a break. I think we should back up. And I was like, okay, cool. I expected you to say all of that. So I was like, all right, cool. So he was like, oh, I think we should take a step back. And he was expecting me to be like all these other women. And please don't be one of these women, ladies. Please don't. One of these other women where like he took a step back and now I'm chasing him. Now I'm like, oh no, why did you leave? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said any of that. It was moving too fast. I was just like, okay, you did what I thought you were going to do. Thank you for proving me right. On to the next one, right? Or on to whatever I got going on today. And so he realized that that wasn't going to work. So he pulls out the, it's just that I've been feeling suicidal lately, and I, that's why, that's why I kind of said what I said to you. And I was like, what? Like, okay. I had to take a step back because, we had that conversation or whatever. And I didn't want to be insensitive, but now it's at the point where I see your true colors. I see who you are. I see that you're a manipulator. I see that you like to use people. And then here you are trying to use this suicidal situation to manipulate me once again. And so I was like, go ahead and do it. Like, it's not like you're of use to anybody. It's not like you take care of anybody or anybody finds you as a productive, useful member of society. So go ahead and do it. And I know that sounds terrible. That sounds bad. But I'm going to tell you guys why I said that. And it will tie into like the whole topic of this video. So he then puts up a post about how you can't open up to women nowadays because I shared my suicide story with this girl I was talking to and she threw it up in my face and he said all the things that I said or whatever. And then you should see the people that get on the comments. Oh my God, I was there laughing. I was there dying laughing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. At first when I saw the status, I was livid because I'm like, no, he is not up here trying to use me and the situation that we went through to get sympathy from people and to get whatever it is, attention, whatever it is that he's looking for. I was livid when I first saw it and I was gonna cuss him out, but then I was like, you know what? This is funny. This is a laughable moment because this is a laughable moment because he's not really like, there are different kind of people, like there are different levels to being suicidal. Like, and maybe we'll talk about that in another video, but don't let these people trick you is what I'm trying to get at. Like, I'm trying to choose my words correctly because I don't want to trick anybody. And I know that that's not something you say to somebody who's suicidal. But trust me when I say I said it from the most sincere and the most loving place possible. And I from there is where we're going to kind of transition into why people use what they say against you, what you say against them. Why people use what you say against you. The reason is because they've realized that thing that you talked about in your vulnerable moment is the thing that's holding you back, and they want you to kind of see like you're in your own way. This is why your life is fucked up. This is why shit is not going correctly for you. This is why you're unhappy. This is why you're suicidal. This is why things are not moving. So I'm gonna bring up this thing that you talked to me about in hopes that you'll see, like you'll connect it to the current situation that we're dealing with and realize the pattern, realize what it is that you need to fix. And so I feel like that's why a lot of times people bring it up. At least that's why I bring it up. And I feel like when people have done that to me in the past, instead of being in my feelings about it, I looked at it from a different angle and was like, okay, I see what connection you're trying to make here. I see it's me. Because clearly it is. Like, there's no need to, love bomb and vent to a complete stranger about how, like, listen, when I was in my whole suicidal phase, I didn't tell anybody about it. And not to say that that's real, that's how you know it's real from not real or whatever. Everybody deals with it differently. But I didn't tell anybody about it. And I was literally about to do it. And a Jehovah's Witness came and knocked on the door. And I let her in and she started talking to me. And it's like she knew. Like God literally sent her to come and help me and save me. Because he knew that I was not going to reach out and ask anybody for help, because that's just not my personality. So I feel that a lot of suicidal people are like that. So the ones that will tell you, it's usually a manipulation tactic. I haven't found any evidence to the contrary, so I'm just gonna throw that out there for conversation's sake, right? Everybody who has actually told me that they were feeling suicidal was trying to manipulate me. Like the story that I told you guys about the guy that held me hostage, he was literally threatening to kill himself during that whole situation, trying to get a reaction out of me, trying to see like what was going to work, what was gonna make me break, what was gonna make me give him the reaction that he was looking for. So he tried everything. When he realized that threatening to kill himself wasn't gonna work, then he threatened to kill me. And he realized that wasn't gonna work either. Then we sat there and it was like a whole face off, and then that's when I decided to run out. So it's like, no, like people, like just be careful out here. People will literally use other like real pain that people are actually feeling to manipulate others. I really don't think, and you know what? At the point when he said it, Spirit was like, he's trying to manipulate you. He's lying. This is what you need to say to get him to realize the error of his ways. This is what you need to say to get him to stop this pattern, stop doing this to people. So that's what I said. I hurt his feelings. And he even said that in the status. And I was like, well, I hope it hurts enough for you to change. I really do. Because guess what? I made the right decision, because you're still alive, aren't you? You're still alive. Because I promise you, if somebody had said that to me when I was in my whole phase, I might have actually like done it. It might have pushed me further to want to do it. But he's still alive and thriving, still manipulating, still posting thirst trap statuses. So here we are. So guys, like, and obviously I'm still a little bit bothered by the status because, I'm all animated in the video, but it's just something to consider. Like, that's why people use what you say, like your vulnerabilities against you. It's to get you to look at the bigger picture. Being vulnerable gets nobody nowhere. It gets you nowhere. It looks like you're getting somewhere. It looks like, people want to take care of me when I tell them about my problems, and people want to help me, and they want to do all of this and all of that. But at the end of the day, are you really? Is your soul benefiting? It's not. So sit up there and use and live off people as long as you want to, but at some point you're going to have to realize that it's not serving you. It's not the move at all. So then how do we love? I kind of answered that question. You can go the route that I went, but I wouldn't recommend going that route unless you have really great discernment, because there are some people that might confide in me and say that, and I would react in a different kind of way, right? And so, and oh my God, let's get back to the comments that were on the, oh my God, you should have saw it. Oh, I can't believe she said that to you. Oh, hurt people. People just, you should have saw, like, that was what was funny to me, because he was really playing it like a victim. Like I had just, did the worst thing ever to him. And that's what these people do. Like, please don't be fooled, guys. Men and women, please don't be fooled by these people that try to play the victim. Don't be fooled. Do not. Do not. Because people who some shit has actually happened to, they will never talk about it. They'll never let you know. I've gone through some horrible shit, and I do not tell people about it unless they ask me, or unless it comes up and they said something first, and I say it in like a way for us to connect with each other. That's the only way. I'm not gonna offer that out of nowhere, cause he literally said it out of nowhere, like crickets. Oh, I'm feeling suicidal, out of nowhere. Conveniently, after the fact that you see me pulling away, you see that my eyes are wide open to what it is that you're doing. Now cue, oh, I'm gonna pull the suicide card out. Let me pull this out real quick. Like, come on. Let's be for real, guys. Let's be for real. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get back to this video is getting long, guys. Let's get back to the how do we love each other video. Okay, so just step back, and I did kind of answer it. You can take the route that I took and give them the tough love, or hold on, guys, let me make sure. What am I on? Sunrise, Broward. Okay. Yeah. So. You can go that route, or you can just take a step back and understand, like, hey, they're bringing this up for a reason. And it might be to hurt me, but it's also for another reason, because there's a reason why they decided to take the let me try to hurt this person route and not another route. Like, everything happens for a reason. Everything is for a reason. So, instead of taking it personally, instead of, trying to lash back out at that person, just internalize it and say, okay, where's the truth in this? What do I need to look at? Where's the truth? Because everything that people say, there's a layer of truth to it. Even if it's just a joke, even if it was just to hurt you, even if it was just to whatever, there's a layer of truth in there. So how we love each other is going to be to kind of look for the layer of truth. And then if you have that type of relationship with that person, you can come back and say, hey, I gave what you said some thought, and XYZ, right? So that's gonna be it, guys. I hope we definitely got done what we needed to get done, but I hope you were thoroughly entertained in the process. And until next time.